Chad, and welcome back to Buttonwillow Raceway for Sunday, race day, CRA 2022, round 3. Running configuration number 1 with Star Mazda. Other than that, it's the same as configuration 13 with Phil Hill. Had a hard weekend this weekend. I went off the track in my second session on Friday at a very high rate of speed and ended up in a fence at the end of the property line there. Kept it up in the dirt though, but I'm a little bit injured. I pulled my leg pretty bad, pulled a muscle in my quad, like a hip adductor, flexor, my groin. So that's been tough. And then the bike landed on my right leg, so my knee's very bruised and swollen. But put the bike back together, it wasn't too bad. Suit was fine, just dirty. My airbag did deploy though. But other than that, in good shape. So we're here racing today. We qualified third yesterday. And it's gonna be an interesting day. They are moving up the schedules by a half an hour just to try to beat the heat, get us all racing as quickly as possible and out of here as early as possible, because it's going to be 104 degrees by I think 4 p.m. So I decided, because of my injury, my leg is hurting. It is in a bit of pain. It's a little uncomfortable to walk. Riding the bike's okay, but took some ibuprofen to help out with that, and it's been all right. I can't put as much of my weight through that leg when I'm hooking onto the tank, so having to use my arms a little bit more than I'd like, but we're gonna get through it. I'm gonna do the Amateur 600 Super Sport race. I'm gonna skip the Superbike race because I know I'm just gonna be exhausted by the end of the Super Sport, and it's just gonna be way too freaking hot. We're looking at probably 92 to 96 degrees for Super Sport, but that Superbike race is gonna be the peak heat of the day at like 4 p.m. So we're gonna do the Super Sport, see how it goes, starting again from third position, and call it a weekend. So a couple other things to note. I did make some changes to my bike this weekend if you haven't paid attention to the last 2 vlogs that I put out. The first was I changed my gearing. So I'm actually down 1 tooth in the front and up 2 in the rear, quick acceleration, and I'm running 118 link chain as opposed to the stock 116. So my wheelbase is about 8 millimeters longer, but the bike goes through the gears a lot faster now and gets a lot better drive out of corners, especially if I'm running 1 gear higher. So I've been getting used to just being in different gears in some of the corners and on corner exit in some places, just changing gears where I'm not used to, which has been a little bit tricky considering I haven't had a lot of seat time this weekend. Again, I only got 1.5 sessions on Friday because I ran off track and hit that fence and got hurt. But did 1 practice session yesterday and qualified, and then did the practice session this morning, which you just saw. So I'm gonna be figuring it out as we go into the race, but should be all right. Also had my forks rebuilt and the front end feels really awesome. Still just kind of getting to be friends with it again, learning to trust it again. The compression and rebound are about the same as they were before. When they put everything back together, there was a little bit more range of adjustment, so I just kind of put it back in the same range that it was in, give or take a few clicks, or a couple clicks really. But I also added a little bit of preload. I found that I was barely in the mid-range of the preload adjustment, so I had 8 turns before. Now I have 10 turns on each fork tube out of 17, 16 or 17. My front end hasn't been diving as much and coming as close to the forked legs, so it feels good so far. But we're gonna get out there, give it a shot, see how the bike feels, and see if we can make any magic happen in the races. I mean, just given everything that happened this weekend, I'm proud of myself for just getting out there and giving it a shot. I'm gonna do my best and try to make it home in one piece. So now I'm gonna rest up and we'll get out there and go racing. on in my life?
It always happens that way.
So debrief time. Made it out. Did the amateur 600 Super Sport race, which was a struggle. I got a great start. Best start I've ever gotten in a race. I was up to P2 by turn 1, up from P3, so that was pretty awesome. Unfortunately, somebody crashed in the expert class, so they had to red flag the race and restart it. It was a short restart, only 4 laps, and my buddy Chris got the jump on me. I was P3 going into turn 1, and I tried to show him a wheel, but at that point I was just so exhausted and just starting to make mistakes. It was so hot out there, at least 95 degrees, might have been hotter. And after we'd been sitting back out on the grid, like in the pit lane, just cooking in the sun, especially me and my black leathers, as they cleared the crashed bike and everything off of the track, I was just beat. And, you know, especially considering everything else that's happened this weekend, crash on Friday, my body's overall condition, my own mental state, it was a tough one. I didn't get as much time on the bike as I would have liked. I didn't get as much time to learn how to use the gearing as effectively as I could, I think. It was really weird and a bit challenging to be shifting up to 5th gear in a couple of the sections that I usually would use 4th. And I found that I couldn't be quite as aggressive with the throttle in 2nd and 3rd gears I used to be able to. So that caused some rear end slides. But something else that probably had an effect on that and my lack of rear grip was the fact that it was just so hot. The surface temperature of the track was 155 degrees Fahrenheit. So just pretty crazy, just scorching hot. But got out there, put it on the box, finished in the same position that I started. I did improve a little bit. I shaved another second off my time during the race, but I just had to roll out of it that last lap because I was sliding around and just was not comfortable and just wanted to bring her home. So really happy that I was able to do that and secure the 3rd place. Scored some points there too, so that's nice. They may or may not do a championship or championship awards, but I am leading in points right now for the 2022 season, the Amateur 600 Super Sport Championship with CRA. So looking forward to going to the next round in August. Hopefully it will be at least this temperature and not any hotter, and running the 600 Super Sport race and seeing if I can do any better there. Get some more time on the bike with the gearing. Probably will change my gearing for that because of the long drag strip straightaway. But anywho, that's another conversation for another day. This was a very, very, very difficult weekend for me. And I was really, really lucky that I wasn't injured more. And I was able to just basically wash my bike off and tighten a few things up, readjust my handlebar, just go back out and ride. Definitely felt the overall fatigue on my body from just the whole weekend, the lack of sleep, the stress. But I'm really happy that I was able to get back out there. One of the things that I dislike the most is having an incident on track like that where you go down and not being able to go out and redeem yourself for weeks, months, who knows. It's very hard, wears on the mind, so I'm really glad that I was able to get back in the saddle and turn this weekend around the best that I could. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would sincerely appreciate a gentle little click of the like button, and consider subscribing for more motorcycle content like this. Like I said, I'm gonna be going to CRA's round 4 in August, and it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna go fast, do motorcycle stuff. So stay tuned for that. And again, thanks for watching. Hope to catch you in the next one. Later.